But we're going to catch the last 71 minutes of this one with Benjamin Bok right on top by a decent chunk here. Dropstone, David Parvayan right behind him. Sindarov, super strong player. Andrew Tang is actually playing Jose Martinez right now. I think we're going to lock into this. Okay, we're defending weak points. This bishop is saving you from getting mated here. There's obviously a lot of pressure on the A-file. Open A-file. Beefy battery. Monster pieces. I bet Andrew Tang is just... Oh, he's got to be... he's got to be not feeling this position. Well, now he's up... Yeah, there's some weird sack, and yeah, maybe he gets away with it. I think that gives him some hope here. Oh, this is a spicy move. Obviously takes, and then this is falling. So can I move? Not really, because takes, and then the bishop falls, so... The sacrifice clearly calculated. Plenty of time for these guys. Jose Martinez here, super strong player. I've seen this guy crush Magnus. Yeah, and Tang just resigns. Exactly. Gotta imagine how it feels to play these positions, especially when you're watching them from that side. Yeah, that just did not look pleasant. This is a dangerous move. My god. I guess we can keep on Peng because the strat on Lichess, if you're wondering, is to berserk after you lose because you got to get back on that streak. And the fastest way to get back on the streak is to get in a fast game, so you got to berserk. I'm expecting a berserk from the Penguin. Oh, especially against the CM. Oh yeah. CM's got decent ratings. Berserk's back! What a G. Of course, this is Chess 960. If you guys are new to chess, this might look absolutely bananas with the starting pieces like this. But it's called Chess 960 because there are 960 possible ways to set up the pieces. Obviously, they're mirrored on both sides of the board. But it kind of takes opening theory out of the game, yeah. Pretty much just turns into who's the better chess player. As long as you can get out of this opening phase. Brilliant structure here, all the pawns completely unaffected. The open A file, maybe you could even get up and over. You don't even need it. There's just so much pressure here already. Yeah. You're not defending. This rook is doing nothing. Spicy, just trying to stay alive here. Maybe be able to pick the queen off if black's not careful, but this is mate. That's amazing. That fell apart really, really quick for white. And we see how a GM dismantles a CM. This guy probably shouldn't have berserked back, or this player, whoever it is. But yeah, that's the strat right there is, okay, no berserk here. You're not berserking Sindarov, are you? You're just gonna give him a free win with black. Yeah, you don't berserk this game. But that was an optimal pairing for Andrew Tang there. Get back on the streak. And look to keep yourself in this. You're in 4th, so you're lurking, but Ben Bok up there. A lot of you guys like Ben Bok. I don't think I've ever really watched him. Not too much, at least. But obviously a super dangerous player. Typically one of these chess.com guys, I think. So seeing him on Lichess, a little bit random. It's kind of like seeing Chess Bra or something over here. Like, it happens, but... Okay, right away, this battery with the queen and bishop is sniped out. This bishop on the long diagonal to start. Just slap your queen in the center of the board. Typically a very strong place for your queen. So you know you're on this battery. The knight could go back and defend. That's pretty clutch. Knight on e8 defends mate. You don't want to be going backwards here. Any way to kick you? Something like g4. Distract the knight. You know, there's these mates. Any way to get a pawn to g5? What is the strat gonna be? For white here, nice and aggressive position. These bishops are also very strong. Yeah, pretty interesting stuff here. I do like these random starting positions. Starting position 16. Not that it matters. I think the big thing in this is just remembering you got to move you got to move certain pieces to be able to castle both ways, and it gets a little bit weird. I remember Eric Rosen telling some story about a guy making an illegal move in one of these tournaments, which just seems really logical that that would happen. You make a weird castling move, one of these 960 castling moves that just looks absolutely bizarre, yeah. Because the weird thing when your king is here, yeah, if you castle queenside, you'd have to move like all these pieces, this rook as well. Or not this rook, no, all these pieces, and then you're castling and your king ends up here, and your rook ends up here. And it just looks bizarre. So this is not one of these, it's kind of like 3-check, it's not going to be one of these variants that you just jump into right away, I don't think. Definitely need to be pretty familiar with how this goes. Alright, now there's all this pressure, like I was saying before, there's no takes because of these mating threats. You got this big old battery. Bishop stacked up with the queen. Oh, we get the queenside castling. Yeah, it just looks so bizarre, right? Doesn't that look... And the queenside castle kind of bails you out. This looks a little 3-check like. Yeah, I don't even care about this pawn. This is certainly some wacky variant stuff. Yeah, not for the faint of heart, these 960 games. Just bedlam on the board in these positions. Okay, now you have a passer. Huge pressure here. Oh, and you're just queenside castling. And taking? Maybe I'm just running, huh? 3 squares away from a queen. Pawn is always a future queen. Especially as a passer, this is a money pawn. Big weakness here, yeah. Undermining a pawn. Just undermining a pawn structure. What's your strong, or yeah, what's like the weak point in your camp? How do I get some pawn break in? Yeah, just start to hammer away at the structure from the outside. Okay, a little sack. Exchange sack. And this pawn's a runner. Whoa, you could have queened with check. What? What? You just want a queen. But then there would always be taking and check and... Ah, okay. The queen has to come back. This pawn is so strong it can just hang out. You didn't even have to take with check. Although it certainly looked really tempting, right? Bishop kind of randomly strong too. Obviously you're defending the queening square here, so this was all calculated out. This H pawn, Harry the H runner pawn, just an absolute monster. Coordination perfect. I think we're gonna see a resigner here. Andrew Tang with a brilliant game. Okay, now do you take in between? There could be some weird intermezzo here, huh? I would not be against this. No, you just take, yeah, just taking. King takes would be a little weird, right? Takes, maybe you're taking through. It's still winning, but this is all still very winning. Okay, finally. The tension for 3 or 4 moves there. It's just a little bit concerning. When am I taking through? You're always threatening to eventually queen, but oh, this is a little ugly. King walk to d3. But this queen is guaranteed off. The queens are the queen is pinned to the king. Key for white. Okay, how to proceed? Sandarov gonna play it out. Can you take maybe a check in there? King safety first. Gotta keep this one pawn. Check. Ooh, taking with check is very important. There was also this maybe as an option. This pawn is gonna have to stay on the board. Oh, this is dangerous. Yeah. I liked rook f7. Oh, you don't take? Okay, a little interference here with the knight. Good coordination, but man, this is going to be a grind. Oh, you could have forced the rook. Oh, no, forcing the rook off. It leaves you with the knight. Okay, okay. Should be a win, right? Especially with the king position. No, this is going to end up being a draw. Yeah, what was this position here? Yeah, obviously you couldn't have taken where was it here? Yeah. Just takes, game over. Draw. Oh, these games with +2, they're they're so brutal. I know exactly how it feels to play this, and it doesn't feel great. Like, I'm completely winning, but how winning am I? And yeah, once all these pawns came off, this is just going to be a draw. I wonder if there will be a draw %. Probably not with the way this king position is. Black could slip up here. There's definitely going to be some mating nets, right? Yeah. Yeah, okay. But black is definitely lost now. Yeah, this is an interesting position. Somebody in the chat is hammering on that. This is quite an endgame with +2, because yeah, you don't get any of these weird flagging shenanigans. You don't get any of that. Lichess chat, always exhilarating. Always on point. You gotta give it to him. As we grind this one out, we can take a look at the standings next. Okay, what's your mating threat? These checks are not really here. Yeah, you gotta stay keeping the king cut off. There's no checks here. Black just wants to harass you a little bit. Oh yeah, you're letting the king away. This is such a strange this is such a strange position. Oh, there's gotta be something here. Otherwise there would be a draw offer, huh? Yeah, okay. It must be drawing. Up here when the king is cut off, I think it's lost. No, it's just all drawn. I was thinking there might be chances where the king could end up cornering itself, and yeah, if your rook wasn't doing anything, providing any support, there might be some way for white to win. But this is just all a draw. There should have been a draw offer way earlier. The fact that they were playing on was just confusing. This is all just drawn, yeah. Got the rook, yeah. Known draw. Sindarov getting a lot of cheering in the chat. Yeah, they should have drawn way earlier. That was a little bit suspicious. Okay, let's take... Yeah, suspicious in a bad way, not in a suspicious way. But Bok has just been crushing since, so maybe we'll pop in on him. Jasui is up here, super strong. NM, saw them in the last video. This is Andraken. Giannisi, I don't know. What the hell is this? Israel. Nitzan Steinberg. And then Jose Martinez in there as well. But yeah, let's check in on first. Bok's just going to be putting on a clinic here. I think we're going to have to check in sooner than later, right? Okay. Yeah, that Tang game put my mind in a blender. It's very strange. The +2, it's probably frustrating as well. For a player like Andrew Tang especially. Just want these games to end, and then they grind out and grind out. Probably should have been a draw for those guys. Know that was a draw. Maybe playing for something tricky. Okay. It's a nice attack. How do you defend? Probably one of these moves, right? Give him one of these. Can't move, then the bishop hangs. So what to do? This also attacks a bishop. Queen b7 probably looks optimal here, right? Oh, you take with... Whoa, there was taking with check in between there. I think this was missed. This was played too quickly. Why did he take back? This is just with check. And then you're moving this off. Oh no, this was missed. That was missed. I think you're not feeling great about that. Okay, how about check? Maybe it still works. Is rook e8 check a resource here? Queen takes. I'm taking with check. You're moving. I'm taking with check. This looks like a game ender here, folks. Let's see if the GM is going to snipe this one out. He plays bishop c. I'm very curious here. Obviously, this is going to guarantee this coming off. Or if takes, maybe I could take here. No, this is coming with check, yeah. But there were clearer ways to do this. Maybe I'm completely missing something here. We'll check with the engine real quick after. Don't mind taking a second while the next game gets rolling. These games take a little bit, so we can always scroll back through them, which is kind of nice. Nice addition of 3-2. It's not the 1-0 or 3-0 we're used to dealing with. Okay, queen comes off. I win a pawn. Take. No, queen stays on. Mate threat. And now the rook can't even come over. Bishop can't go back. Yeah, coordination's problematic for black. Probably have to activate this rook somehow this way. Yeah. And this pawn does fall. Slightly different than how I was imagining. Oh, check? Takes. Bishop f8. Looks okay, actually. Or it doesn't look amazing, but it's not losing. It's not lost for black, so maybe not a complete concern here. Otherwise, king f8. Yeah, you gotta defend your outside pawns. This one's already gone. Don't want to be facing another minority situation here. Already two clean pawns on the queen side. So these are connected passed pawns. These are the things you have to be looking for. Okay. Not for long. The strat is still not working. Is there any sacrificing ideas? Whoa, h3? I guess you don't want to open the long diagonal, but h3 seems surprising to put your pawn on a light square. Yeah, and Bok in some time trouble. Just gonna go for the quick check. Alright, this was the idea with h3, looking good. Oh, that's a game ender though. No, this whole putting your king here, yeah. Putting your king to the dark square bishop, but queen also. Quick to jump in here. Obviously putting a second attacker on the rook. This is going to be game over. But it was right around here that there should have been taking in between here, right? Let's take a look with the engine real quick. It really does like take here. I thought this would have been so... Oh, because you can go back, yeah. Okay, so it preserved the rook. It was about equal on the engine, so the move wasn't necessarily worse, but yeah, it definitely didn't work to the effect that I was thinking. It was like 3 plus 3.8, and then the other move was like just about the same. But yeah, it liked rook takes first. That's nice. These weird move orders, that's how these guys will trip you up so fast and just demolish you. Rob your soul of a... rob your soul right out of your body. Just... What the hell is this flag, too? I'm trying to figure this out. Lichess with these new flares lately. It's been a little bit weird. That the flags doesn't show the nation name unless you go to the profile, I think. We're all changing here at the end of the year. It's big times. It's big times around Lichess. Yeah, 48 minutes left in this one. Been live for what, like 15, 20, and I can only imagine how these guys feel. This is a 3-hour arena. We're right in the 3rd hour of this one. Despite these guys playing some super quality games still, this is when your brain starts to melt a little bit. 2 hours playing against really strong players. Going into that 3rd hour, this is where champions are made here, right? God. Speaking of that, I'm seeing mate threats here. Ooh, king G2. Okay, undermine the structure. I was talking about this before. It's funny that 1G3 can actually just be met with H5. There's some Blasker Simul special line that is like actually pretty legit. And when I see 1G3, yeah, I'm just playing H5. It makes things very simple. You're gonna make a structure, I'm gonna undermine it from the outside. And we'll call it a day. Okay, rook f8, that looks pretty defensive here, right? Okay, hammering here on this weak point could always be kicked. Yeah, you gotta go back. Ooh. And all of a sudden, it's looking like game over here. Black winning in this position. Check. You go here. Okay, there's check. You have to take perpetual. Oh no, king g6. No, king g6. You're running out of checks. Sack the queen. Oh, that was a berserk game as well. So there was no increment, of course. That's why the clocks were dwindling down there. Yeah, with just a second left. Carefully delivering that checkmate before any really sketchy these checks. Yeah, these, we call them spite checks. Sack the queen, pawn checks, kicking the king around, just trying to survive. Black only had a second and a half remaining. That could have gone poorly. Okay, getting loaded right back in. Zaven is I think we know who this player is. I don't quite remember their name. Could take a look on the other screen. Yeah, Zaven Adriasian. I think it's this guy. Oh no, well their profile says US, so I'm not quite sure who this is actually. I've seen them play before. Another one of these players that pops out for the titled 960, whoever he is. Yeah, it's a little rough when people don't have the name in the profile. Obviously these guys don't have to do it, but it just makes it it just makes it way easier. Okay, another one of these dynamic positions, these sniper bishops here, directed at the king side. Pawn structure is identical until this exchange here. Where's the break for white? These knights can't coordinate here anymore. Where are these knights? Where do you want to go? Obviously, this is probably the weakest point in your camp, right? Trying to identify some targets, create a plan. Yeah, get my king over. Yeah, maybe this works. C4, okay. Hard commit. Okay, the king is defending this knight. This is kind of a tenuous situation here. Oh yeah, baby, C5. Okay, there was taking in between with check. Doesn't quite do exactly what white wants it to do. Still here. I was thinking maybe b4, but yeah, you want to use the square. Kick you away. Maybe take in between. Check. Here. No, it just goes with d4. Obviously, b4 not available. It's interesting where you choose which squares you want your pawns to be on and which squares you want your pieces to be able to use. A lot of the times there's some idea of just sacking a pawn to be able to use the square. Oh, this is going to be a game ender soon. You're striking the rook and you're threatening rook takes d7, so rook e7 doesn't even work. You're just threatening to queen. Zaven resigns right away. Wow, he already is in a game. But Bok here he's crushing. We'll take a peek here at the top. Oh no, Parvayan. Okay, Parvayan is going to keep this a game. David Parvayan here at 84 out of nowhere. It's been a little bit since we've checked. 4 games in a row, all berserk. Holy smokes. So we're going to check in on them. Oh, okay. We'll watch it from the white side. We'll watch it from Parvayan's side. Are we going to get a no berserk back? We're going to get a no berserk back. This is how you make enemies, guys. Is the no zerk back. And he lets all the time run out, like thinking, bro, berserk me back. Maybe the berserk was a little bit presumptuous there. My god, though, it was not the strat to berserk right away. The non-berserk back, you're probably just going to retain first place here. Kick the next guy behind you and your only competition down. That's surprising that there was a berserk. 41 minutes left. I don't think that was the decision here. Okay, looks like some kind of comfortable Catalan type structure, right? Some kind of d4 line. Undermining g3, it's been a theme. Perfect pawn structures from these guys, what you know. And then just tension here, you know, taking this way, there's always going to be some way to scoop this up. So usually not moves that beginner players see to just, you know, hammer that idea of undermining the structure and then leaving the tension with these pawns. Yeah, is just a big thing with these guys. Next thing you know, you're tripping your opponent up on a move order. That's how these guys will just roast you. Next thing you know, you're evaporated. your position's fine. Your position's fine. Next thing you know, you get GM'd, and GMs can GM each other too. Happens. These guys are really strong. I think I titled one of the last clips, "The Bullet Chest Woodshed." It was a Pangdanya game. Okay, queens are off, but this is such a weak square. Can I dive right in? Oh yeah. Okay, this is pretty much forced, otherwise you're gonna go down the exchange. Why do that? Bishop tension. Obviously, this bishop can enter the ball game real soon as well. Wonder if this can be defended. Oh no, can't even defend this way. C5 not working. Yeah, as soon as this bishop entered the ball game, white's just got to be for choice here, right? Whoa, fun intermezzo. Is there gonna be taking in between? You're striking this. Oh, I don't like this move. This and rook g3, and you're pinning. Then there's h5, h2. Okay, so they take this way, deciding against it. Just go pretty much the most simple route. Save the knight. I'll take the bishop and mess of pawns over here. You're lucky to break these up. Oop, get the camera back on too. Sorry about that. Could throw another light on as well, probably. Yeah, now it's a pawn race. Also, white has some ideas. Maybe scooting back. Doesn't quite work, actually. Okay, you do get the c7 pawn with the skewer. Threatening here. Worst case scenario is always having to go back and blockade. I think it would be better if your king were over here to just sit back, plop itself on a3 or something, use your king as the blockader. You don't want to use your pieces, especially your best pieces. Oh. Takes. Excuse me. Dying here now. Speaking of dying, yeah, white is just dead lost here. Especially without the increment. This game was pretty much decided on the spot with the no berserk back from Ben Bok. Yeah, I don't quite agree with the no berserk back, but in this spot, why would you berserk? It was a 2-point lead for Bok, and then you get paired with each other, so all you have to do is beat him, and you'll take him off his streak, you'll keep your streak going. So there should have been no berserk there. That's one of those situations where I think first just has the complete right to not berserk back. Why am I going to give up first place if I don't have to? You just basically gave me a free win. Yeah, the dynamic is critical with the berserking on Lichess in these increment arenas, because it doesn't give you increment. And I've seen at least Gata Kamsky flip out about this in his whole chat. This was like when Gata streamed for, I don't know, a few weeks. And that guy was just so ridiculous, dude. He's so ridiculous. Whole chat is like, Gata, you don't have increment. And he's playing really slowly. And then when he lost, he was like, how come no one told me? It was just great. I mean, the content was writing itself. Okay, you have some sort of discovered attacks here, putting a second attacker, but there's always probably going to be a capture. Yeah, we're going to see this knight move, then some sort of capture, maybe queens come off, something like this. Nope, you just play e3. Prove your position a little bit. Yeah, putting your pawn on a dark square You know this bishop is going to come here. Especially the way that this structure was. This bishop was always coming to b2, I suppose. Okay, am I getting anything with tempo? Okay. Seeing the same idea. You don't want a hard commit to f4 though. Especially with this outdoor bishop. I guess they're kind of both outdoor bishops. this bishop can get out as well. This bishop's very active. Maybe you could get in here. It's always the ideas that human players are thinking of. The engines, not so much. It's trying to eliminate a powerful piece, but this piece now is definitely identified as weaker than this. This bishop is covering a lot of squares. Could even maybe be improved. Not so much here. Looking at this, yeah, this bishop is well placed, and it's amazing the pawn structures. Everything is just intact. Obviously, half open file, and these are the small imbalances we gotta be looking at in these middle game positions. Yeah, how do I just edge that position to be slightly better than my opponents? Okay, h3, probably king h2, being some sort of eventual idea. This is a really weak pawn now. Yeah, Ben Bok doesn't even have to berserk. And the second that you see a berserk too, oh man, yeah, it's basically just a win. They must have been pretty much laughing seeing that. I'm still shocked that that decision was made. And Parvine's played a million of these events, so it's not like he's not like Gata where he's like, I didn't know, nobody told me. He's like losing his mind. Yeah, the dropstone guy, he basically plays every titled arena. I don't even think Lichess is paying to Russian accounts either. In solidarity since the invasion of Ukraine there, yeah. Russian flags are allowed. I don't even think that's the case on Chess.com. Alright, white's clock. Something to note here. Okay, now you want to apply some pressure. Knight moving. There's going to be some problems. You're going in for b5, so yep, the knight's going to move. Second attacker. Knight's just kicked away. Anything with g4, you're probably just okay with the knight. Yeah, g4. You can play knight g7. Okay. Fianchetto knight. Yeah, of course the knight on one of these fianchetto squares. Yeah, it's not typically a strong piece. It's not where you wanna. This is not where I parked my car. This is not where you want a knight. This is where you want a bishop, but typically one of the worst squares on the board for the knight. So this knight is going to have to look to reroute itself into the ball game. How to do so? Maybe e6. E6 a bit yeah, e6 is too compromising. I don't know. You're gonna have to move this rook and try to activate somehow. Otherwise, if you get pinned, maybe it's not that much of a problem. Could always break the pin and no dark square bishop around. If white had a dark square bishop, I would be very concerned about this. Okay, just a rook to the center. White's got to be quicker here. I don't really know how Sindarov plays, but it seems like obviously very well, but pretty slow. Yeah, Sindarov with the Uzbek flag. I thought Sindarov was one of these, wasn't he one of these Russian defectors? Like recently, one of these guys that moved to like a Hungarian flag or something? Or am I thinking of the wrong person? I'm pretty sure it's them. Yeah, Sindarov gonna go down here. Just the clock is okay. Maybe save himself with this ridiculous resource, knight f6. No way you're taking, right? No, because then this bishop is hanging. This is a passer. There's too much going on here for white. There's too much play. Yeah, 28 minutes. This is gonna be the stretch. I'd like to see Ben Bok lose this game. As time dwindles, yeah, what do you even play here? He eventually takes. Bishop takes, okay. How about just rook d8, of course. Square's defended. Defended. There's some sort of check. It doesn't quite work. No, but black is going to throw in the towel here. Yeah, it's just too much play. What do you even do here? This doesn't work, of course. So yeah, this was the only real option. Oh, this does work. Okay. Knight takes. Ah, it's because you're taking with check. Okay. The bishop is recapturing. Yeah. Then you're just going to crush that endgame up a bishop. Yes, this was working with the perfect coordination. I was thinking the bishop was hanging somehow, but it wasn't quite working. And then the time situation just inverted. That was absolutely insane. Okay, so Bok with a huge loss. That's actually going to keep this one close. David Parvian has lost his last 4, though. Okay. So not able to make up any ground. Are we going to see somebody like Sindarov, maybe? Or Andrakin has won like a million. How many games is that? Games 12 to 24. This is Andrakin here. Just a huge run. Penguin having a tough day at the office. A lot of berserk losses, it looks like. Okay, Bok is waiting for a game, so let's get into Dropstone versus Penguin. Double berserk. The customary berserk back. Yeah, I don't like the no berserking back. I even berserk the stronger players back. I just am one of these people. I don't want to win with time-ons. Now that I've beaten some of these top guys, with time-ons the first time, just to give you confidence, yeah, that's one thing. But these guys are the exact same level as each other. Like they're all top level GMs. And you want to play as many games as possible, so why not just berserk back? I don't get it. The whole being in first thing, and yeah, there's some strategy to it, but this is Game of Honor. Oh, wow, taking and then this pawn. Yeah, it's just gonna be too strong here in h2, pass pawn. Just get to chop through. And okay, we do have Bok on another screen here. I'm hearing some other clicks. We'll just get right over to this one. I'd love to see a loss here. Not to hate on this guy or anything. I just want to see the most exciting end to the tournament as possible, yeah. Okay, once again with these sniper bishops just planted right on the king side, right at the king, across from the king side right away. Breaking the position open in the middle of the board here. Mate threat. We go back. D4, okay. Supported by the rook, supported by the knight. Obviously well planned. Yeah, the long castles for both sides. Let's look at how this one started here. Moving a pawn in front of a rook. Typical position just writes itself for these guys. Yeah, one of these things though, where in these games you do have to take a second to start to analyze this position, yeah, before you're even making a move. Helps to think of, hey, how do I get my structure correct before I'm just before I'm just lost out of the opening, which can totally happen in this variant. We saw what Tang did to that CM guy earlier. Just neutralized the entire position, yeah. But by more actively establishing your pieces, basically. But this position looks roughly equal. White's got a better grip of the center for now, but yeah, this d5, so that issue being addressed here. Okay, how do I improve my pieces? I'll play bishop e3. Camp pretty solid. This is your weak point. Can I ever just get up? Or just a1? This queenside castle stuff. A little bit scary. Typically queenside castle and a3 not so good. But yeah, queenside castle, b1, all pretty standard stuff. Yeah, now just how to improve my pieces. Obviously this bishop gets kicked, f5. Better square than d7. Or going back. You're not really doing anything now that your pawn is here. Oh, you are defending though, so maybe there's a way to smash through now. Okay. Yeah, this needed to be addressed by white. So I'm just gonna go after this right away. Okay, bishop takes c2. What's the answer here? Takes, you're dropping a bishop, so you take with the king. And now you're winning a queen. Okay, so Bok's gonna take this one home. Gia Medella. I don't know who this is. 2019? What is this account? No name. Okay. No time. No time for investigations. We can go back, take a look. Bok getting a big win. But it looks like Andraken. I think we're gonna have to check in on Andraken here in third. Absolutely cooking up a storm. I think he's won the last almost 20 games in a row or so. Something crazy like that. Oh, we got Bok's game open here as well. Close that one. Looks like he got paired with Jasugi, so that'll be a tough one. But yeah, I'd like to see Bok go down at least in one more, break up that streak, keep the top close. It's close, but I'd like to see some lead changes for the pure sake of content. And just see the best games possible, yeah. Not sure who this, haven't really seen this IM either. Ukrainian IM, okay. Sergey Klemenko. Telling you, these arenas, these 960 arenas bring out the sneaky strong players that you don't always get in these bullet arenas. Yeah, a lot of these guys just don't want to play bullet. It's just not their thing. Or 3-0, you know, these no increment games where you need that mouse proficiency. You need to be doing your speed tactics, doing your tactics at least. But yeah, you gotta be you gotta be up to speed for those. Okay, so there's some bait here to like take here. Obviously this would be pinned. Yeah, there's some sort of bait here where the bishop is going to go back. This does not look optimal, but calling for these light squares. I wonder if there's eventually this, or maybe, not quite. Yeah, you'd have to play this to defend, but still, you're gonna bait them into something like this, huh? White says White doesn't want anything to do with it. Super GM offers you free pawn in the center of the board. You don't take it. Don't take it. It's a trap. What's that mean? It's like Lord or what's the guy's name? It's the Star Wars guy though. My God, I'll never remember him. It's a trap. Free pawn versus GM equals not so free. It's the true message. Okay, so where does Black go? Black wants to be comfy here. Maybe even space would be okay, but yeah, these pawns need to remain. Maybe even this would be ideal just to get to these light squares. Maybe get your king to a light square. Yeah, White's position definitely looking pretty solid. Okay, this pawn goes down now, and with tempo. I could smash this bishop. Yeah, I don't have a light square bishop. I don't want you to have a light square bishop either. You could take another piece off. Okay. Open up the queens. Ooh, that's fancy. Now I can defend this pawn again. Okay. The king will probably scoot to h7. Yeah, dark square bishop. You don't want to create this. You don't want to create this battery even though you're defending. Okay, can I get in d3? Strike a rook. b5 first. Yeah, what to play? I want to get this rook involved. It's decent here, but it's not doing enough. Maybe they think there's some, I don't know. Maybe they think there's some shenanigans to open you up. Now you gotta get here, yeah? Typically, if your pawns, you establish your pawns on one color, you get your king to that color complex. Yeah, very solid here now. Your rooks are very active. These rooks, not so much here. You're also biting at a couple of, yeah, you're just biting at pawns. So where do I go? Where do I go? Just c6, okay. Attack this pawn, right? Now I'm attacking a pawn. Black with the passer on the board. Yeah, black is just better here. You're up a pawn, you have a passer. But once again, the age-old question of how to proceed is how do I make my position slightly better? Grind this guy away into dust, to the handful of dust. Maybe chop chop, chop chop. No, you gotta defend this. This is your passer. Whoa, g5. Okay. Can I get this in? Just thinking of a quick move that comes with tempo. Yeah, pressure your opponent's clock, and oh no, now your rook is behind. Snowplow. Heard this idea from somebody that teaches like younger players. Yeah, put your major pieces in the center, behind your pawns, and then just push. And they call it a snowplow. Yeah, typically if you have 2 pawns and the rook's behind them, yeah, it's a good idea though. It's an effective teaching method right there. Check. Okay, you don't take. Yeah, you don't have to take. So white's just flailing away here. Go right back. Take away the checks. Is queen ever getting active? Probably not. This rook has to blockade. This is just holding up Andraken's run here. This is just holding everyone up. Yeah, but you're gonna cling to life. So you got a passer. You know what? I have Harry the H pawn. My own passer. Check. Okay, setting up some devious tactics. Can't be taking the queens off. Create your own threat. There's check. This should be okay. Oh, this looks concerning. Rook is now pinned. Game over. Okay. So we'll take a quick look. Just 13 minutes left in this one. And it's the top 3 that are going at it. Oh, top 4. No, this is closer than I was thinking. Obviously Ben Bok here, 95. Dropstone is David Parvayan. And then Dmitry Andraken here. Rasu Valgar is Azerbaijani GM, and then Sindarov is also up in here. Yeah, Pang lurking in that top 10. It just didn't seem to turn out the way Pang wanted today. Sometimes that's how berserking goes on Lichess. You're getting a lot of games, but if you don't string those wins together consecutively, you just go down. It just goes from being the right strategy to the wrong strategy very quickly. We've kind of seen the opposite from Bok. He's just been very solid. Not many berserk games. Just winning a lot of games in a row and keeping it up. 95 points in first. By just a couple, as we saw. So if you're just joining now, I'll probably make chapters on the YouTube video. So if you're just popping in, what's up? Hope you guys are doing well. I'd like to know who you guys think will win in the comments. Bok's looking like a good choice now. Bok, another one of these crowd favorite guys. Not somebody I've really ever watched, but playing extremely well today. Would completely deserve this one. Yeah, either of these players. We've got some other notable competition lurking, like Andraken, one of these top blitz players. Oh, this is defended. All of a sudden, White's got a passer. And this is looking like a critical juncture in the tournament right now. 1 versus 2. Black's thinking I have this big passer, and next thing you know, it's probably going to go down. And now White has this huge passer. Black overcommitted. Yeah, in this position, just completely winning for White. What do you even do here for Black? Your bishop is a blockader. Okay, your knight will activate, but now you're pinned. So yeah, this is gone. This is a no berserk game either. So this should be resigner here. Yeah, you're not gonna win on time. Check. In betweener. Okay, I'm gonna pick it up with the knight. I guess your idea is that you could always just sacrifice back. Okay, just like that with the time scenario, this has been bungled. Yeah, with this fork coming in, White is resigning. Wow, crazy endgame here, and that's gonna keep the tournament close. I guess we'll keep on Parvayan's side if he got the win. I think he's gonna jump into first. Yeah, we'll stick with first place. Okay, yeah, Jasugi with the berserk back. I nearly had a heart attack there. seeing your opponent not berserk back with increment, oosh, it's borderline resignable. Yeah, because these games with increment, if you berserk, you lose that increment, and yeah, your opponent's got a berserk back. So this is a game of honor. Oh man. But in the last 9 minutes, is it that time to be an honorable player? Or do you just go for the throat? Go for the money. These guys want that $500 prize. Ooh, queen takes a2. These positions can go very wrong very quickly. But white's gonna get away with it actually. It's not the most important pawn. Obviously no castling this way now though. Or very likely no castling. I suppose if you could get up and maybe the queen goes away, you could somehow get over. Yeah, the castling is so touchy, 960. It makes it very hard to calculate. Especially unless you have, unless you're very familiar with this variant. Whoa, now there's some pin there. If knight takes, the queen was hanging. So there's an in-between check to break that. And now, looks a little scary, it's defended. Queen e3 though, whoosh. Okay, this check is defended, very important. Okay, takes, and there was a check here. If you're wondering why that looked like a free bishop, there would have been bishop a6 as a check. Whoa! Going in for this queen sack idea. Now you just have so much play. This check doesn't work, this is defended. And you've got a runner. Oh, this is looking like Parvayan might be the horse to bet on in this one. Yeah, he's playing really well right now. Showing up at the end. I was talking about this before. This is a 3-hour tournament here, people. This is when your brain starts to turn into jello. hour 3 of these really intense games of chess 960. Taking with check. Okay, do you go rook e2? Nope, the knight will move. This is scary to play though. This is a passer. Obviously, these pieces will be easier to coordinate with than just a queen. This is a scary pawn here. Second it. Oh, this is a double berserk game too. Okay, you gotta be on your horse here. You gotta get moving. The rook goes down. Jasugi wins. Jasugi takes him down. And he's so much faster. Strongest NM in the world. Storming his way up from 6th place. Okay, we gotta take a look at this tournament here. So it's Ben Bok actually sneaking into first. He's on a berserk game, so we'll jump right over to this. And Draken lurking, Rasu Vulgar lurking, Azerbaijani GM. Forgetting the name. And King G6 right as we come into this one. King G6, one of these forced moves. In these Greek gift sacrifice lines where, yeah, King G6 ends up being the only resource, and it's pretty aggravating. It's pretty aggravating to see this. And have it be working, yeah. Or you think it's working, but see something like maybe this and the rook will be able to move. Nope. This is looking very dangerous. Wow, rook up. So another double berserk game here. Ben Bok winning on performance right now. So we could really use another win. Okay, can't be sacrificing an exchange. You're already down the bishop, right? Just activate a piece. Yeah, you sacked that bishop. Greek gift style. King ended up on g6, now it's on f6. Very dangerous king position, but how to exploit it? Looking for the checking ideas. This is all I'm seeing. Or takes. Okay, can I?
Check.
Yeah, there had to be some check. Whoa!
Check. Check. Check.
Taken with check. Yeah, this is going to be a game ender here. It's going to be maybe...
Check. Check.
Okay, wasn't quite forced. The king is once again trying to score him away. No, now it's gone. Now, yeah, you're in the mating net now. Okay, Bok in first. Bok is going to stick in first place. We'll stick with him, throw the tournament up real quick as he gets paired. But now sitting 3 points ahead, it's looking like it's either going to be him or Andraken here, who is just on a massive tear. I think, oh, Andraken actually just won, so and now Andraken is in first. Okay, we'll keep our eyes on Andraken as well. Maybe they'll get paired. They get paired. Let's go. Okay. Oh no, it's Parvian here. He got paired with. And Parvian berserks, and he does not. Okay, so we'll check in on this Ben Bok game as well, which is gonna come into play here. Double berserk. Okay. So yeah, they need to get these games in. Just 3 minutes left. Just 3 minutes left. Pandemonium at the top with Andraken just squeezing right in there. Said, don't forget about me. I'm one of the best blitz players in the world. Yeah, and there's Andraken and Artemiev, who it took me a little bit to, when I was like learning all these different players, they were always two that I confused because they're both so strong. They're both ridiculously strong. Okay, P-Sack here. Gonna play for the position, or not P-Sack, exchange sack. Oh, but you're gonna get it right back? I think you could take the rook here first too, yeah. Takes, and if you take, you're taking back. That being the idea. The tactical idea. So maybe this now too, get another attacker in. Maybe try to pick this pawn up. G5, maybe even a little more aggressive. No, bishop d4, or d4, excuse me. This bishop needs to be addressed. Yeah, takes, and the bishop was falling. Okay, yeah, takes in between. Now you're just getting away with it up a pawn. And there's also checks. And then I could worry about my camp. No, the check is it's not taken. Still here. I'm just choosing to harass a rook. Okay, now it's taken. Harass your rook. Always repeat, people. Oh, especially when your opponent berserked. Guys, I think Andraken's gonna win. Parvian just gave him the free win, but only 75 seconds left. Just 75 seconds. Can I win this position? Actually, quite frankly, it looks like white is winning here. This passer. Queen's nice and active. Black would take a draw here. Yo, Black would get 2 points for a draw. So maybe there will be some sort of draw offer. It'll move them both up. And Draken will keep first. Yeah, this is wild. Speaking of those lead changes that I so badly wanted to see, I think that's what we're going to get here. Is Andraken is going to take this one home. With 30 seconds left. I don't think this one's going to finish. You can just keep them alive. Yeah, if you don't resign, it's possible that Bok won his game. He moved ahead. Maybe I'm not doing the math correctly. Maybe he needed that extra point. Okay, there's a draw offer sent. That's going to put Andraken 2 points up with this draw being a fire draw. Oh, but Ben Bok. Whoa. There was a win. There was a quick win. by Bok against Sindarov, and he took it home. That's insane. There were like 4 lead changes right at the end. This was unbelievable. Yeah, 71% clip. That's insane. To win nearly or slightly over 7 out of every 10 games for 3 hours in a row. That's bananas. But yeah, good games, everyone. Very exhilarating ending to this one, with Van Draken stealing first for what looked like was going to be the game ender, and just out of nowhere, Bok gets a final berserk win